bad movie Beatdown. You may recall Dolph Lundgren turned up recently in my Fat Slacks review as a cameo appearance. Now Dolph is clearly a bright guy. I mean, how many action stars do you know who have a master's degree in chemical engineering? Don't lie to yourself. Deep down, in places you don't like to talk about at parties, you know that Dolph may be a poor man's Arnold, but he is awesome.
When I say jump, you say how high!
So why is it that he keeps getting roles in movies like God Help Us, Fat Slags? Dolph is also an extremely athletic guy, which no doubt explains his part in the movie Pentathlon, a role he became so dedicated about that he has tried to keep the sport to remain in the public eye. The film was directed by Bruce Malmuth, who previously directed Night Horse, another movie I reviewed, and did not do another movie after this one. Gee, I wonder why. This movie is fairly obscure with no US or UK DVD release, so you'll only find it on VHS here if you can find it at all in our digital age. Allow me to take a moment to talk about the warm, fuzzy nostalgia of VHS. Whilst VHS was annoying predominantly because they were hefty chunks of plastic with degrading picture and sound quality that you could easily get jammed in the machine if you fiddled with a player too much, I have so many memories of them. There's something wonderful about the tape resembling film, and I even like seeing the trailers they put on tapes. Hell, this movie has such a fantastic B-movie trailer reel, I uploaded it to YouTube. But enough about me being a massive dork, let's get to the gosh darn movie. So our film begins in Germany, where children are being taught to become athletic prodigies. One of them, Eric, falls over. His trainer, Müller, played by David SEOUL, is not a happy bunny about this.
Warum habe ich dich geschlagen? Why did I hit you, Eric?
Habe ich versagt.
You failed. Yeah.
Thanks for translating the German, David, but I think that's what subtitles are there for. This spurs the kid to train harder and become the best as we move to the Korean Olympics in 1988, as shown here in some stock footage. We cut to our hero, about to swim, nice panning shot, but I didn't need to see Dolph in tight speedos. Now, for those of you who don't know what a pentathlon is, it's a sport that, as the title card at the start tells us, glorifies the skills of the soldier and incorporates swimming, fencing, marksmanship, running and horse riding? Okay, maybe it's my immature streak shining through, but there is something about the sight of Dolph Lundgren riding a horse that I just find funny. It's just so delightfully odd. Eric is an absolute master of these and wins every time. He's even caught the attention of American athlete Julia, played by Renee Coleman. Yes, she's the love interest, and yes, she'll be completely pointless. Eric also has an interest in the American team and tries to speak with them, which his coach is none too pleased about.
Come on, let him on the machine for 5 minutes. You're just talking.
You will speak when you are spoken to.
Fat asshole.
Hey, you guys.
Speak politely. I am a white man.
How dare you, Hutch? What would Huggy Bear think? Eric wanted to swap his jacket, and the black American team member gives Eric's friend Christian his jacket. Eric uses it that night to try and sneak in with the Americans because he's got a crush on Julia.
Do I look like an American?
No.
Do I sound like an American?
No.
Yes, I do.
No, honestly, Dolph, you don't. He goes to Julia's room despite having no idea where it is.
Excuse me, I'm Eric Borgar.
What are you doing here?
I just wanted to meet you.
Why you met me?
How do I look in the jacket?
Like a guy with a hell of a lot of nerve.
I saw you watching me, and I risked everything to meet you, and you're not very nice to me.
Maybe it's because you broke past security and snuck into her room. I don't tend to be very nice to people after they do that. Hutch tries to get Eric to take drugs and cheat, but this only makes Eric mad.
I am your future, Eric.
I'm not taking your fucking blood! You dirty fucking blood!
I suppose he's right if they want to get past the drug screening. So we move to the final event with team member Reinhardt, who did take the drugs, taking the lead in the race. But Eric, even though he's not favoured in the race, manages to outrun his teammate, who eventually collapses, leaving Eric to scoop the win. Remember kids, winners don't do drugs. So Eric is awarded the gold medal in the pentathlon, and I think I can see the budget constraints slipping in. I think this is the world's cheapest Olympic medaling ceremony, and come to think of it, I don't think they're in Korea. At the airport, Eric reveals to Christian that he has had enough of Hutch and plans to defect. However, Hutch gets suspicious and sends a teammate after him. Cue the action scene! Was the flush really necessary? His head wasn't even down the bowl! A chase ensues where Christian gets shot. Why are you staring at him? Go! And it's such a shame too, because we hardly knew the guy. Now, I wasn't around in 1988, but I think I would have known if this actually happened, because this is a major international incident. I mean, a guy gets killed, another guy defects, this all seems a bit implausible, really. Eric gets shot in the leg before throwing himself on a bus. This doesn't seem to hinder him catching up to the American bus. I know he's an Olympic athlete, but I don't think he'd be able to walk, let alone run. Eric manages to get onto the bus. I would have loved to have seen that guy screaming as he got dragged all the way to the plane. Sadly, we just cut to the plane taking off instead. 2 months later, and Hutch has turned bitter and resentful, deciding that he might as well kill Eric's father, even though it's completely irrelevant to the plot, taking a good few chunks of scenery while he's at it.
I made him. He's mine. He belongs to me.
My alternate interpretation here is that he has so much man love for Eric that he can't express because he's evil, so he has to express it through killing him. What? It makes as much sense as anything else in this movie. But things aren't looking so great for Eric in America, as a year later he watches communism collapse in Germany.
Eric, you're free.
Are you trying to say something? Come on, say it. Huh?
You're hurting me.
Pain. Pain! What do you know about pain? That's pain up there. All those people there, they lived on pain for years. You understand that?
Dolph, pain is watching you trying to act. 4 years later, and Eric's life has fallen right into the crapper. We can tell, of course, because he smokes in a decidedly un-Olympic manner. He now works as a chef in a diner for Crease, played by Roger E. Mosley of Magnum P.I. fame.
Look, Eric, there's a word in America that you've got to learn. It's called fun. Spelled F-U-N, fun. You understand?
Nobody unlucky enough to be watching this film is having fun, believe me. In fact, the most fun I'm having is trying to spot the constant product placement for Coca-Cola in scenes, including this one. Although, admittedly, it does look positively reserved in comparison to Cobra. Eric walks home down the rough part of town.
Hey, buddy, what you got there, big fella, huh? Got a TV? Oh, hey, throw me a couple of those beers, man. Come on, don't be greedy. Throw me a couple of those beers.
What are you, a mugger or a monkey? Of course we know Eric's not gonna stand for this crap. Come on, Dolph, beat the shit out of them.
Come on, you slow bastard. Bust some, you like it. Bust some.
Boo! Sort your life out, mate! I'm sad to report that this is more of a dramatic part for Dolph, and more something in the vein of Rocky, which means Dolph is much less of his usual ass-kicking self, and that means that the movie is painfully dull. And really, what's the point of watching a Dolph Lundgren movie if he doesn't beat up the bad guys? We didn't come here to see him act. Eric goes to the track, but his bullet wound keeps stopping him. He forgot to go to work again, so Kreese stops by his house and discovers his hidden Olympic past. I'm pretty sure a defecting Olympian who caused an international incident is pretty hard to forget about. Kreese sees Eric as his path to success and tries to help him get back in shape. He also introduces Eric to his fiancée.
I mean, we're gonna get those endorsements. Speedo, Asics, M&M, Mars bars, all that shit.
Don't forget Coca-Cola. Back in Germany, Hutch has become a neo-Nazi terrorist. Wait, hang on, he's a former Stasi member who was also a Nazi? You do know, filmmakers, those are two entirely contradicting things, right?
The recent violence of the neo-Nazi youth groups has been linked to a leadership provided by ex-Stasi members who still believe in Hitler's ideas.
Because when you need to add substance to your shitty movie, just add Nazis. So whilst Eric is making a big comeback, Hutch flies to America, where he reunites with his old teammates, planning to do something terrible. Director Bruce Monmouth appears in this scene as one of Hutch's associates.
Are you in or out? Gentlemen, if you will excuse me, I must piss.
Eric competes for a place in the US Pentathlon team, where he faces the new boyfriend of Julia in the fencing. Oh, thank goodness, an action sequence. Even though I'm pretty sure that the Olympic Committee wouldn't allow him to compete after the stunt he pulled last time, Eric defeats the jerky boyfriend, who has a sulk. This leaves room for Eric and Julia to rekindle their relationship. However, Hutch has found out about Eric and plans his revenge.
Come.
Seriously, your plan is to have someone on a bike assassinate him? Foolproof! And so we get a laughable action scene.
Damn sand!
What the hell? It's not quicksand! Your gun's not going to be buried! Of course, the shoe is on the other foot now as Butterfingers gets chased by Eric, who discovers Hutch. They get away, and Eric confronts Reinhardt about Hutch. When he doesn't say anything, Eric beats him up and leaves. Well, that was a little bit pointless. For his safety, Julia takes Eric to her father's house in the woods, and to take his mind off things, has the obligatory sexy scene under a waterfall. Did I just put on Tarzan? This is completely random! Meanwhile, the neo-Nazis pay a visit to Kreese's diner, with one acting as a diversion, whilst the other plants a bug on the phone.
You messing with me? Is that what this is? 'Cause I don't even like that hip-hop shit.
I love it!
The hell? This film is bloody odd! Kreese rings Julia's father's house.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, Chris. So, anything from the cops?
No. I called about the workout.
Well, we worked out. It was fun.
I think I'll come up there tomorrow. I'll show your butt some fun.
Okay, clearly they've had a few workout sessions that we didn't know about. This call leads the bad guys right to the house, who break in whilst Julia and Eric frolic in the woods.
Oh,
I've got what? Here?
No.
Here?
It's lower.
Here?
It's a little lower.
Here?
God damn it, Dolph, stop being so horny. You already had waterfall sex. Save some strength for the pentathlon, jeez. Oh, and Kreese is here. I wonder what might happen next. I figured as much.
City cheeseburger, brother.
I beg your pardon? Judges, what do we think? The gunshot alerts the two lovebirds. Eric goes looking for the bad guys while Julia goes off to call the cops. Eric finds Kreese, who is wounded, before going up to the house. Reinhardt pulls up and him and Eric have a fencing battle? Nice way to force the pentathlon element into your action scene, guys. Eric defeats Reinhardt, but Hutch shoots him for something about insubordination. So why was Reinhardt even there to begin with? He was distancing himself away from Hutch, so why did he even show up, besides as an excuse for a silly fencing battle? Oh right, I'm answering my own question. Eric is captured by Hutch and they take him hostage while they initiate their evil scheme. And what exactly happened to Julia and her father in the midst of this? I mean, one minute they were there, the next they dropped off the face of the earth. They kill the director because they need to keep proving they're evil by shooting people. Their evil plan is to kill off the German ambassador and a human rights activist rabbi at a peace rally. Showing what great villains they are, their assassination attempt is a never-ending series of screw-ups. First they show up late, and manage to arrive at the wrong entrance, so they're the wrong way around. These great villains, they're so terrifying. I'm all in favour of blowing up that singer. Hutch breaks into a US news van and takes them hostage, trying to get them to play a tape that they hope will spread their vile beliefs. In the van, Eric tries to talk Dance Dance Revolution out of it.
He's crazy. You know it. You don't know crazy. You fucking know it. You don't know crazy, Eric, huh? You've always had it so fucking good!
What do you think, judges? Eric smashes through the roof of the van and wait, how are his hands free? He was clearly bound a second ago. Nice continuity, guys. Now miraculously free, Eric tries to stop the bad guys.
Müller, I'm going to fire the rocket now. Fire! Fire!
This movie has got so absurd, I struggle to think of how it could get stupider. Professor Celluloid realises that his plans have been foiled and manages to escape before the police arrest him. Eric watches him get away as the police capture him. We then cut to the US Pentathlon final 3 weeks later, where Eric is competing and is in the lead. Oh, and Julia's watching in the audience. Would you care to explain to us where you've been for the last 10 minutes of screen time? No? Didn't think so. Kreese and Julia cheer him on, but someone else is watching him in the crowd. Hutch. I have no idea how he even managed to evade security, but he's here anyway. And if you thought his assassination scheme was brilliant and subtle, try his new one. Shooting Eric as he crosses the finish line, in front of thousands of witnesses, and no exit strategy. I know he's insane, but he's also a complete idiot. The plan goes awry and the pair end up struggling. Eric manages to shoot Hutch in self-defense, which kills him. And then the movie just stops. Not going to wrap things up? Not going to make this feel less like a random excuse to kill the bad guy? Nothing? Wait, why am I complaining? This boring piece of shit is over! I should be thankful! Anyone who watches Pentathlon deserves a medal. It really does prove they've made an action movie about everything. As an action movie, the action scenes are too far apart and are badly edited and staged, so they look laughably fake. The sports movie element is boring, predictable, and undercut by the shift into action territory. The action and sports movie elements never mesh together, and it just comes across as ridiculous and implausible. Worse still, it's boring, because there's too many lifeless dialogue scenes, and it seems like it was made in 1984, not 1994. What I'm saying is this movie needed a little less conversation and a little more action. And so to sing us out, the king himself, Dolph Lundgren. Take it away, Dolph!
A little less conversation, a little more action, please. All this aggravation ain't satisfaction in me. A little more bite, a little less bark, a little less fight, a little more spark. Close your mouth and open up your heart, baby. Satisfy me, baby. Come on, baby, I'm tired of talking. Grab your coat and let's start walking. Yeah, come on, come on. Come on, come on. Come on, come on. Don't procrastinate, don't articulate, grow steadily, don't wait and